Yeah.
Good.
Okay, welcome.
We're good to go?
Just
You guys ready?
Yeah.
we're ready.
3,
2,
1,
1, go.
Good luck, Toby.
Thanks. Okay, welcome everybody to BSG. Now with Metroid Zero Mission, 9% normal. You've probably seen this game before. It's been run at past BSG by Boxmeister, who's going to do co-commentary today. But you've seen, like back then, he ran the 100% category. This is actually the opposite, where you try to get through the game with as few items as possible. And yeah, the name is 9% normal, so I guess you can assume how many items we're going to get. Starting off with our first item, the morph ball. It's absolutely necessary. Like without morph ball, the game is over after like 30 seconds. Cause this room. You can't even get past this room without morph ball. The reasons why we pick up these specific 9 items, the reason for them are actually very specific for every item. The first 3 items we're going to get is kind of to awaken the game. Like without the first 3 items, you're stuck. So we got the morph ball, and I'm going to pick up the second one now.
If you're really fast, you can make that ripper sack, but your movement needs to be pretty tight, spot on. Toby right now makes his way to the second item, trying to keep his health as on maximum. Keeping your health on maximum helps you to get, if you're not full missiles, to get missile drops. Missiles, the second item we get.
Yeah.
We only need 1 pack of missiles for this entire category.
Okay, let's see if you can get this. It didn't work in practice. So you can double this guy, but ever since I've come over here and practiced it in practice room, I can't get the timing anymore. So it takes 3 hits. You can do it. You can kill it in 2 hits if you're good, but it doesn't waste too much time. Now I want to have as many missiles as possible, and I'm getting no drops at all, which is great. Oh wow. Okay. The room coming up is Hive room. It's very, very annoying, especially if you're low on missiles and you only have 3. Like usually you want to have 5.
Yeah, each of these hives takes 3 missiles and 2 normal shots to take down. But since we only have 5 missiles and in Toby's maximum, and in Toby's case right now 3 missiles, we need to be a little bit more careful. Okay. You can loop around those bugs in the room. They're pretty easy to manipulate. Here, Toby needs to be careful not to pick up an item, to pick up several items. That's also a challenge. We're not picking up any energy tanks or missile expansions.
Yeah, unlike Super Metroid, where you get 3 energy tanks in the low percent mode, even you don't get any expansions here. Okay, now I really need a missile.
Yeah, next to get the next item, he needs a missile drop.
And oh
yes,
wow, last
there
time.
we got
Okay.
one.
So there's in this category there's a lot of RNG involved, because on some parts you heavily depend on enemy drops. Like you need missiles in certain areas. That was close. Like this, if you don't get a missile here, you have to like reload rooms until you get one, because you need to open red doors. So now we got the first 3 items: the missile, the morph ball, and the bombs. And with that we can now make our way further into the game. We haven't actually talked about the lore of this game. Maybe it's wise to go over that real quick. Right, nice bug there.
Yeah, the Metroid Zero mission tells the tale of is a retelling of basically the plot of the first Metroid. It's the first big mission of Samus Aran, where she destroys the space pirate on her former home planet Zebus. And it's I mean, this remake was released 13 years ago. The original Metroid was released in 90, 80 something. So
Yeah.
it's
Long
really
time ago.
a huge graphical update to the original.
Yeah, it's a really good game. And the story of the game itself is that we were sent here to defeat Mother Brain
and the Metroids.
and the Metroids, and they're hiding somewhere here. And to get access to them, we need to kill Kraid and Ridley first, the two major bosses that are somewhere in this game. So the low percent route follows the any percent route for most parts. That's because it's simply the fastest route through the game. There's one detour you take in low percent, but I'll get to that later. But overall, it's the common any percent route, meaning we're going to kill Ridley first, and then Kraid, and then Mother Brain. Theoretically, you could do Kraid first, then Ridley, and then Mother Brain, but you don't get any benefits from it, and it's harder. So really no point in doing it.
It's harder and it is in general slower.
Yeah.
The any percent route. This game is developed with speed running or sequence breaking in mind. So
Yeah.
the developers put in a lot of shortcuts, allowing you to do things out of order. The game intends you, for example, to go to Criteria, go after bombs, go to Criteria, pick up the power grip, pick up the ice beam, and then do Crate.
But we're not going to do that.
But that order is never done. Either we go to Norfair and then to Ridley, or we go to Crate first entirely, if we speedrun Zero Mission.
So here's actually the next item. This is an unknown item, means we collect it now, but it's given to us much later. This is the plasma beam. I need to collect this beam because it activates these big blocks, and it allows me to go through here. You can see this big block here. I can just shoot it. So I need to collect the item to activate the block, but I also need plasma beam later. So this is an item you actually can't skip. Even if you find a way to get past that block, you still need plasma beam later. And here's the fifth item, which is the power grip. You don't need this item, but there's a very specific reason why we picked this up.
Well, the game requires you to pick up this item. There is a barrier on the right side of Norfair where we're headed next, which is in place until you pick up power grip. After power grip, it simply disappears.
Yeah.
And the game opens up once more.
So that's literally the only reason why we pick up this item, to get past the barrier.
Because you could do without power grip by the use of bomb jumping and the likes. But it makes life power grip makes life easy in general.
Yeah. So now I'll pick up another item, the sixth one, and then it's actually time for our next boss fight.
Yeah, the next boss fight is it's a mini boss actually. It's missile. It requires in normal gameplay it requires at least 20 missiles to beat. If I count correctly.
Something like that. I think it's 16 for every side. No, that sounds way too much. Okay, so this is the exact place where the barrier would be. Yeah. But it's gone now since I picked up ledge scrap. And the next item is in the next room.
Ice beam which we'll pick up behind this door, is required for several reasons. Ice beam makes platforming a little bit easier, as you can freeze enemies and stand on them. But it also is required to defeat the Metroids later into the game. Otherwise, you can't kill them. Therefore, it's an absolute must to get. Contrary to Super Metroid low percent, where you can actually kill them with power bombs, I believe.
Yeah.
What Toby did there as a backup is an jump bomb jump. JBJ. Nice backup, and you can use it in some places for some swag strats.
Yeah.
Mostly in other categories.
So this is like a very well hidden shortcut. This shortcut allows you to do Ridley first of all, and it also allows us to skip the speed booster, because the intended way requires the speed booster to get to this place. So we skip speed booster in the low percent category. I'm also kind of low on missiles here, so
yeah, this hallway is there's some RNG to this hallway. The red finds can only be killed by missiles, whereas the green finds can be shot.
yeah. So here's
So if you don't get enough drops, you might get stuck on the red finds. Like I said, this boss requires roughly 20 missiles to go down. I think it's 18 actually. So yeah, it's very straightforward. It's very straightforward. You can use wall jumps and the Ripper as a platform to quickly kill the vines. You're also relying on the drops of the cocoon.
Okay, it would be cooler if I had a missile left here, but it's alright. Like, there's certain spots where you can save time by just having a missile at hand, but usually not too big of a deal.
So here you get the nice in-game cutscene showing off our first major boss, Ridley. After which this area is named. So here we make use of another nice shortcut made by the developers. This one is also used in any percent. Instead of fighting Imago, getting supers and entering Ridley on the left side, we can basically enter the way we exit the area, the way the game intends you to exit this area.
That way we also skip super missiles.
Yeah. This hallway is
oh, great.
Is notoriously difficult for beginner speedrunners of the any percent and low percent categories, because it has a ton of these side hopper enemies.
You really don't want to get hit here. I also want some missiles. Okay, this is good.
Drops so far look good.
There wasn't a great room, but you can do this room much faster, because with decent RNG you get a missile drop from a side hopper. And wait, I want to save here.
Yeah. Normally on any percent you would go continue on the room on the top left and get the super missiles.
Yeah.
And then go back and get another pack of super missiles. Super missiles really make the bosses in this game easy.
We don't have supers, unfortunately, so
we don't need supers, and that's why we don't pick them up for the low percent category.
In low percent hard, you can actually get supers, because low percent hard works a bit different.
Low percent
normal,
on hard mode, the contents of your missile tank is halved. So instead of 5 you get 2, it's rounded down.
Okay, here's the next boss fight.
Normally in any percent and 100% you would spam missiles and super missiles into Ridley and kill him really fast. For low percent we only have 5 missiles, so we need to farm their fireballs and do this dance. If you go too far behind you get hit by the tilt, if you go too far to the front you get picked up.
Yeah, it's
and
like
he
there's
deals
a...
and he deals a ton of damage.
Ooh, that's not good.
You need to be really careful in this fight, in this so-called dance with Ridley. And if you fired, if you would fire too many if you would have supers here, you fire you deal too much damage, triggering Ridley's enraged state, which also is a bad thing, because he breaks out of his pattern and it's really hard to dodge, especially, and with low health it would mean death.
Okay, so this is completely RNG. Like, I have to wait for him to spit fireballs, and there's no real way to manipulate him.
And as you deal more damage and Ridley changes color, Ridley speeds up. And so far it's only a small increase, but wait until we hit the next phase.
He takes 50 missiles in total. Okay, this is terrible RNG. Okay,
There we go. Well done. This is one of the reasons low percent is a much more dangerous and more time
Intense
consuming category.
yeah.
Because the major boss fights in this game consume a lot more time compared to the other categories.
They're also way more intense. Like, I only have 99 health, and his tail does exactly 50 damage. His body does less damage. I think it's only 25 or so, but you really don't want to get hit there. Okay, cool strategy for this room. Okay, I messed it up, but still got through.
Normally you can just walk straight through that room without getting hit, right?
Yeah. Like, you just shoot the two flies, and then you can pretty much run through.
So now with the Ridley Dome we make our way out of this area.
I want to have full 5 missiles leaving this area. Okay, this is good.
Well, that's there you go.
Because I need a certain amount to make it to the next area. I'll also farm here a bit just to make sure I'm in full health. Okay. So now, yeah, we also picked up another item right before the Ridley fight, which is the gravity suit.
Yes.
The gravity suit is required to activate the Ridley fight, and also to... Well, I don't think it's actually required to leave the area.
It's not required.
You could do reverse exit maybe.
No, you have to shoot. You have to shoot a.
Oh yeah, the
block.
super door.
You have to shoot a block. You have to shoot a block or pick up super missiles to leave.
Yeah, is that green door next to Imago? Is it a green door from both sides?
Yes, I think.
Okay, so you need gravity suit to activate the fight and leave the area, but
and much later in the game you also need gravity suit, or with this amount of health you won't even have a chance, a remote chance of surviving, because you need to traverse through lava.
Technically, you don't need gravity suit. Actually, it would be enough if we got warrior suit, which makes us immune to the heat. But yeah, you can skip gravity suit, not yet, but there might be an item to skip. But right now, the way it looks, it's unlikely that this category will go lower in terms of items. One thing people are looking for is early power bombs. But even with early power bombs, this might not even affect this category, because depending on how early you would be able to get early power bombs, they might not be that useful in terms of skipping items.
Yeah, but early power bombs would mostly affect categories like 100% and 80%.
Because there's still some things you need to do.
For any percent, for example, it could theoretically allow you to skip Mother Brain.
Yeah, but even that, you know, you need Plasma Beam to finish the game. So
Exactly.
and the only way to activate plasma beam is to kill Charlie.
Yeah.
So if it turns out that you can't activate Charlie without Sealess, you might still have to go through Sealess.
Yeah.
Just to activate plasma beam. So it's so far there's no way to do early power bombs, and even if someone found a way, it's uncertain how useful they will be.
So yeah, right here we do some. Toby performs some skillful dodging of items.
Yeah. Also another very dangerous missile tank. There's a very dangerous E-tank coming up that's easily picked up. This is also a detour. I've mentioned earlier that the low percent route sticks to the any percent route for most of the time. So any percent doesn't do this. It does acid worm skip. There's a boss coming up called acid worm, and any percent skips this boss with a trick. You could do the trick in this category as well, but you'll be great. You'll be stuck later. So in low percent, you really want to fight this boss.
Low percent, you need the zip lines to get out, and
dangerous E-tank here.
You need to fight acid worm to activate the zip lines, or at least after you activating the zip lines, you're stuck. You can only progress into the acid worm fight.
Okay, acid worm takes 30 missiles to go down.
Acid worm is a pretty straightforward fight. You lure the worm on top, shoots orb at you, and you can farm them for missiles.
Yeah, and hope for as many missile drops as possible. There's not much to say about this fight. There's one. You can skip one of his attacks. Like at some point, he'll do an attack where he raises the acid, and that's very slow. And you can skip this move. But apart from that, there's not much to say about this fight. So
overall,
I guess it's here.
Overall,
yeah. So right here, wait a bit, and that skips his attack. If you grab onto the zipline straight away, it will cost you like 5 seconds or so.
More or less, this is the intended way to fight this boss.
Yeah.
Ride the zipline to the other side and shoot missiles into his body.
It's actually not going too bad.
Yeah, so far this is going
nice,
pretty great.
Yeah,
very clean fight.
This boss isn't too shabby.
So yeah, with the zip lines activated, the rest of the area opens up pretty easily.
So here's the zip line. If you wonder what they do, you can ride across rooms, certain rooms, and it's needed later after the next boss fight. Like you can skip all the zip lines except for one, pretty much. There's a trick to skip. Okay, I'll go over that later. After the next boss fight. First, we have to make it to the next boss without picking up his missile.
Normally, if any percent would enter from above and immediately go to this room.
Yeah, in this room, that's where the trick takes place. It's called acid worm skip. It allows you to go through this room without this zip line. You can get onto these blocks and then do bump jump across.
Yeah, the setup is a little bit precise.
It's very specific,
though.
But we don't do it in low percent, unless you're crazy.
You can also use a horizontal bomb jump to get that trick. So you shoot away the blocks, and then you use bomb jumps to keep at the same height, but progress to the left to get to that ledge.
Yeah.
You can also use that trick to get out of the great area.
Yeah, you'll see that after the boss fight. Okay,
but it's way harder because of some room conditions.
Here's another item. This is space jump. Space jump is the item itself is absolutely not required. You don't need space jump for the game. This is once again just to get to the next boss, because now we can break these big blocks. Okay, side hopper room. Yo, nice drops. Wow, that was pretty cool. So you can kill each one of those side hoppers with 2 missiles, and then there's a chance that they will drop 2 missiles in reverse, but that's rarely to happen. Okay.
That is a room the developers put in to recharge missiles and health and the likes.
Nice.
And it's also very convenient for low percent because
okay, so here's the crate fight. I just want to call out serious time for this, because this is not... You can kill this pretty quickly if you do it correctly. Okay, 5. One more drop. Okay,
Very well
that was
done.
pretty good. So this boss takes 15 missiles to go down, and the strat for this is just get 10 hits in as quickly as possible, and then stock up your missiles and get 1 drop on screen, and then just fire away and hope that you kill him before he kills you. Okay, there's speed booster, buy speed booster.
You only need to go into that room to unlock the door to get out.
Yeah, so in any percent you would have the speed booster by now. Oops.
In any percent, create would also take roughly 2 seconds, because you have at least 4 super missiles, so it takes 3 supers to get Great down, so it's a really quick fight. So
Okay,
right
so
here,
this is the very intense room.
you can horizontal bomb jump this, but the enemies, the Rios, make it much harder. You need to freeze. You would need to freeze them and then bomb jump off of that or something.
So that room is the reason why we do the acid bomb fight, because getting across that room without speed booster and without the zipline is, as Boxmeister said, it's absolutely terrible. It's extremely difficult to execute, and it's also very much RNG dependent. It's an absolute nightmare.
Nice dodge.
Oh well, not too bad.
So
Okay,
yeah, right.
so now we're heading into Turian, and I want to be full on health on missiles. Well, I want to have at least 4 missiles and want to be on full health. So if I can get some drops here, that would be cool. Small drops are not helpful. It's okay if I don't get drops. I can refill at the top, but it's a bit slower. Okay. There goes refill skip. Nope. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm almost full, but I really want to be at full health here, so I'll just refill. It doesn't take long, since you have so few health anyway. Yeah, coming up is Turian, and you might expect Turian to be a complete nightmare in low percent, since there are all these Metroids that like to kill you, and you only have 5 missiles and almost no health. But Turian is actually not too bad in terms of strategies and execution. It's more about RNG, because you want to have you want to get as many missile drops as possible.
Yeah, luckily the Rinkas, the Red Wing shields, Red Wing like enemies you see in each room, also can drop missiles, so they can help you refill your missiles, because Metroid takes, let's see, 5 missiles to kill, but it can have 2 drops. So if you get 2 missile drops, you get refilled back to 4 missiles. So you're 1 short after killing a missile, after killing a Metroid, sorry.
Okay, so there's strategies for each room that allow you to get through.
Luckily, you only need to kill the Metroids once. Once they're dead, they stay dead.
Yeah, we actually discovered a new clip in this game about a week ago that allows you to clip sideways into certain walls, and with that clip you can skip some of the Metroid rooms completely, because you can just glitch yourself into the door and then skip the room, but it's really hard to do on console. Okay, so this is the RNG part. I need a missile drop here. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, and I also got only 1 missile in return, which is very bad. Okay, I would like to have a health drop here. Very good.
Yeah, but you want to remain on full health, because that will increase your chance of getting missiles. The game does have an intelligence system. If you're low on health but full on missiles, you get health drops. If you are full on health, you get missile drops. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. So for some Metroids, it's okay to only have 4 missiles, and for other Metroids, you want to have 5. So for this, it's okay to have 4 because you can farm easily here. But for some other Metroids, you want to be on full. What is it with this RNG?
Yeah, the red Rinkas don't always have a drop. That's also an RNG part.
Okay, this next room can be a bit tricky.
If you encounter green Rinkas, they are guaranteed to have a drop.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Need to be very careful because if you're getting too close to certain parts of the room, you spawn the Metroids.
Okay.
There.
Wow, double health drop. That's something you don't want to see.
Yeah. Sometimes the game can troll you with health drops while you're full on health.
Okay, so first half done. This room is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, this room is pretty nice. It's pretty easy to dodge the Metroids or set them up properly and farm missiles at the same time.
Okay, one more missile. Come on. There we go.
Almost there.
Okay, one more room.
This is the last Metroid room. If you get grabbed by the Metroid, you're not immediately dead. In hard mode, it would mean an instant death because you wouldn't have enough time to lay the bomb to break out of the Metroid grip.
You still don't want to get grabbed here.
Yeah, it's a really bad thing if you get grabbed, but not completely unrecoverable.
Hello.
Since you don't have high jump here, traverse climbing back up can prove a little tricky at
I'll
times.
just save here. I'll because there's the next boss coming up plus the Zebatites.
Skip.
Yeah, or Zebetite skip. So you can. There are 4 Zebatites in the next room, and you can skip 2 of them. And I'll try to do that, but it's quite hard. So if I don't get it like immediately, I might stop. That might be too high. Oh yeah, it's too high. Okay, wow, I actually got the trick, but I didn't get the setup right. So I'll have to do this again. Come on, this isn't too bad.
Trick is pretty precise, and all the turrets shooting bullets at you don't really help.
The trick is actually frame perfect, and this game is running at 60 frames per second, so... Okay,
nice.
There we go. Nice. Okay, so that took a while. Probably didn't save time now, but glad I pulled it off.
It allows you to skip the first and third Zebetite.
Yeah, so since the third Zebetite only spawns when you kill the first one, so by skipping the first one you also kinda despawn the third one. So you see there's no Zebetite here. You can just head straight into the next one. And then there's also the boss coming up, which I'd like to call out serious time again. It can be a bit iffy.
Theoretically, you could also do it on the second one, and the fourth one also doesn't spawn then, I think.
Yeah.
But that's not RTA viable to set up.
No, the second Zebetite skip is TAS only for at the moment. Okay, one more missile would be cool. Okay, here we go. This is the mother brain fight.
Serious time here.
Great start. Okay, so there's a safe spot you can stand on. I didn't want to go there immediately because it's a bit slower to go there right now, but it's much safer.
The turrets can't reach you from here. The Rinkas are your only worry here.
Okay. So if you have a drop on screen from a Rinka and you killed that Rinka again, it won't give you a drop until you collect the previous drop. So that's why I waited there for the drop to disappear, because I couldn't reach the drop. Oh, this is very unfortunate. You really want to count here. But okay, 3 more should do it. One more. Oh, okay. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so now we have 2 minutes to escape without high jump and without speed booster, which is not too bad.
It is a mess because the game expects you to have a lot of items here. Speed booster, high jump. Traversing this place is a challenge, but still
Doable.
quite doable. This isn't in any percent conditions where you have speed booster and high jump. It's only a few seconds faster.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier in terms of movement because you can jump much higher.
The next part is slightly more difficult because you have to bomb jump here. This is it is a shortcut the developers built in to make sure it was possible to do this without speed booster.
Yeah. So once again, that allows us to speed booster is not required. So the main part of the game is basically over. Like the original Metroid is over at this part, but the game is quite short. So the developers decided to add some stuff to it. But first there's this cutscene.
It's a nice break after all the intense battling with Mother Brain. So yeah, up next is the suitless section, Metal Gear Samus.
Yeah. This section is actually quite intense because you have almost no items and also no energy tanks. So the pirates do, I think they do exactly 100 damage on hit and you only have 99 energy. So at this point, if anything touches you, you're dead.
It is, however, besides the energy tanks, the exact same across all categories.
Yeah. No version differences, no category differences here.
Because Samus handles the same way every time.
Okay, so upcoming is map room skip. There we go.
It's a mark of shame in the Zero Mission community if you pick that up.
That jump is actually quite precise and you really don't want to hit that map. Otherwise you'll have to sit through a cutscene. So here we go, there are pirates in every room and as I said they one-shot you.
Very good.
Okay. Tripwire skip. Here. Ah, okay. So you can do a wall jump there to avoid activating the alarm. So now I'll have to wait here.
It just takes around 7-ish seconds for the alarm to turn off. Or 7 seconds of being unseen by the pirates.
Yeah.
And in this section there are also a few hidden shortcuts by the developers,
Yeah.
which we'll use.
Which are really, like, this one coming up is, like, stupidly hard to find. Like, you can go in here and then...
Skip a whole section.
Yeah, you don't, like, as a casual player it's impossible to find this shortcut. Okay, so...
So next we have the searchlight rooms.
Yeah, but I'll keep it easy here.
Yeah, you could go for... There is a faster strat to do it, where you crouch under a searchlight at right in front of the door. But it requires very precise movements, and is not a safe strat at all. And here we just stay on top of the tripwires. Triggering this alarm isn't too bad, because we can easily turn it off soon. Right here. So now we make our way into the ruins. That pirate up top sees you but doesn't trigger the alarm for some reason.
Yeah, this part is pretty straightforward, like, there's not much to say. Until we get to the next boss, there's not much.
It's most of it is platforming.
Yeah, and like, dealing with the pirates. Okay, there's however a strategy in the next room that you can do.
If you move in a very specific way here, you can turn off the alarm, which would save you half a second somewhere further down the line.
Okay, nice. So
You
the
got
alarm is
it.
turned off now.
We call them Sam strats in the zero mission community.
Yeah, because Sam came up with it.
Named after Sam the Digital, our very
Hey, power bombs.
very good zero mission runner.
Okay, I'll also save here because these next two rooms can be a bit tricky. Because there are lots of pirates and there's a new
No.
strategy that I want to try.
Normally you would go into this safe room to turn the alarm off.
Okay, power bombs are gone.
Yeah, we won't pick up power bombs in this category. In any percent, they are also skipped. They are not required to complete the game.
This is the first room.
This jump here can also be tricky at times.
Stun the pirate. Okay, and this one, loads of pirates here. Nice shot. Wait, shoot. Okay.
It takes precise execution. In theory, you could run straight ahead, and but if you shoot the top pirate in time, your counter refills right as you reach the second one. But for low percent, you take you do it a little bit more safe.
Oh,
3 patterns.
no pattern. Okay, so I'll skip the save now. I just saved, so I'll just go ahead. Here.
So right now we come up to a little boss fight here. We chose a ruins test. We call him Charlie, or if we play him on the Spanish version, Carlos.
I can take 1 hit from this boss.
Mm-hmm.
I can also damage myself during this fight, which also does 50 damage, and I don't want to do that.
There's a strategy you can do. You shoot your image inside to, on average, spawn the symbols. You have to shoot faster,
Yeah.
but that's more viable strategies for 100% than any percents
Yeah, since you
than
take
it is for this
damage.
category.
And I don't want to take damage here. Okay, so I have to hit him 4 times.
First one is free.
Pretty free. Okay, so now he starts moving around and it...
You have to keep moving or else you get shot by lightning. That's good.
Wow. Could've
Bad
gotten that.
positioning of Charlie.
Come on. Okay, one more.
Third. And at the fourth, at intervals, he shoots lightning in the middle. Which
Come on.
and it can mess with getting the pattern.
It looks like we're going to sit here for a while.
There we go.
Okay, so...
Do you get it? Do you get it?
No.
No.
Okay, so now it gets really interesting. In a couple seconds it'll show my inventory. And I don't know if you kept counting, but we're only at 8 items now. So I only have 8% now. But if you look here, if you look on the right side, on the suits, it says warrior suit. So I never collected the warrior suit. I collected the gravity suit, but I never collected the warrior one. The game just gives it to you, and there's no way to skip it. So I only collect 8 items. But since the game gives you warrior suit and it counts as a percentage, I'll have 9% now.
The original warrior suit item also disappears.
Does it?
It does. I've heard Eagle and Fang say that.
Okay, so now I'll make my way to the next boss. I need exactly 10 missiles to make it to the next boss, so I have to refill. Yeah, I have to refill at some point. Oh, great. Great, oh wow. I can waste 1 missile. That's okay, I can work around that, but I cannot waste 2 missiles. And I just did that.
It's fine, the safe room is right over.
And I don't want to die
As long...
here. Where's the pirate?
It's up top. But it's fine, since it didn't see you for 7 seconds.
Alright, so that was very unfortunate, but... Now I can save.
Yeah, safety safe doesn't hurt.
Okay,
Here.
so... Now I'll do this again. One missile here. And... one here.
And 100% you can screw attack through that barrier.
Okay, so I took a hit. I have to be a bit careful here. I can take 1 hit, but... Yeah, you don't need screw attack there. You can screw attack through these blocks, but you can also take the shortcut.
Space jump without high jump is something else entirely.
Yeah.
It's not, doesn't feel very right, if you ask me.
It's what low percent enthusiasts call this the pure space jump. But there aren't too many low percent enthusiasts. In fact, there are only 2 people running this category. One of them being me, and the other one being a French guy called Destructor, who actually does have the world record. I only have the fastest recorded run, so I kind of have the world record, but I don't actually have it.
Still, you guys are pretty close together.
Yeah, and everyone else just straight out refuses to run this category.
It is a special category. You also have, like mentioned before, this category on hard mode, which is run by an American runner by the name of Dragon Dart.
Yeah, but he's not really running it anymore, so.
He runs it every now and then.
Oops.
It's an even more mental run.
Yeah, it's
more
hard.
dangerous.
bosses do more damage, and there are some different strategies for some rooms and bosses. Okay. Yeah, just don't get hit here. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay. So now I'm out of missiles. You might have seen that I refilled 2 times. Or did I refill 2 times? Right, okay, so technically I actually refilled 2 times, but you can make it up to here with the 1 refill. And as I said, I need 10 missiles to make it to the next boss. And I'll refill right before the next boss. So what I'm trying to say is you can make it to the boss with only 1 refill, but it's not much faster and it's harder. And I'll refill twice, which is safer and a bit slower, but not too much.
Overall, it's still a very dangerous part of the game because 1 hit is still an insta kill.
At this point, actually, I can take 1 hit.
Hey, 1
like
hit.
The pirates
okay.
do 50 damage now, but I don't want to get hit here. Since there are very specific timings to each room, and if you get hit, it'll usually mess up the timing, and then you'll have to deal with a lot of pirates coming after you.
Very well done.
Yeah, you don't want to raise the alarm there. Okay, good. Didn't get hit.
Those orb-like enemies are also a pain. They can shoot lightning. And they can, in 100%, they're notorious for shooting you out of shine sparks and the likes. If you're really unlucky.
Yeah, and in this game you're not invulnerable during a shine spark, which is yeah, interesting.
If you would go to the bottom left in that room, you would go pick up power bombs, but we don't need them for this category.
Okay, so there's not much left to run actually, but there's the final boss, and the final boss is basically the #1 reason why people don't run this category, because this boss is tricky already on normal in any percent, but in low percent with basically no health and no ammunition, it's a really tough fight. So I definitely want to save here, and I hope I can get it on first try. But yeah, this boss is really hard. Yeah, you'll see.
It's a true final boss.
It's way harder than everything else in this game, except for acid ROM skip, maybe.
Okay,
Okay, so here
upcoming
we go.
series time.
This boss takes, I think, 24 missiles or so to go down. Come on, raise your head. Yeah, that's something you don't want to see there. Okay, that was a combo. It's almost impossible to dodge that if he swipes and shoots missiles at the same time. Now we have to deal with the lasers. Come on.
At least some health. Yeah.
So you can shoot. He shoots lasers at different angles, and it's mostly RNG what angle you get. but you don't want to see downwards left lasers because they will most likely hit you. And it gets even worse if you add like a second attack to the lasers. Like in this case, he shot missiles and lasers at the same time, and I got the downwards left laser. So it's almost impossible to dodge the missiles and the lasers. Yeah, and then it'll most likely be death. So yeah, single segment is not a thing anymore, but we will get past this boss.
Nice dodge.
Yeah. Some combos are easier to dodge than other ones. Oh wow, that's a double missile. There we go.
Well done.
Okay, so sadly it's not quite over yet. First of all, let me get the door bump.
Nice.
Okay, let's see how much time we saved. Oh wow, actually a lot. 0.08 seconds. Great. So now I have to make it to the ship, and once again there are pirates everywhere, and I can take one hit. So it's not over.
Yeah, traversing all the way back with the space pirates. Luckily all the doors close behind you, so you have no pirates approaching you from behind.
Okay, I guess I'll play it safe here. You can make it past those two pirates, but it's way safer to wait until they come down and then just kill them.
This room can also be...
Yeah, that's where Dragon Darge got stuck on his low percent hard drive. Because he got 3 of those zoomers in one corner, and 2 are already very annoying. But I've never seen 3 in...
And the electric damage done by those atomos, or what are they called, lingers around, so you'll take damage from that electricity even half a second after the attack has been done. In any percent and 100% you can do a nice shine spark here to go traverse through these 3 successive rooms very fast.
If only I had the shine spark. Okay, so here's the workload. I have 3 missiles left from the fight, so I can actually speed them up a lot. But usually you're stuck here without missiles and have to wait. It's like a really intense part, and then there's this workload just telling you to trail out.
Luckily, normal mode gives you 5 minutes, which is plenty.
Okay, so
in hard mode, you would only get 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2.
Which
No,
would
2 expansions. Okay, so Black Pirates.
2 minutes, so you would have 18 seconds by now. Get ready on time, by the way.
Okay, you can manipulate these pirates. There's a fast strat to them, but I'll rather do the There's a there's a fast travel. I'd rather do the easy one. And last pirate and time. Cool.
Sub-hour.
Yeah, sub-hour with one dead. That's actually not too bad.
That's very decent.
Yeah, since we basically smashed the estimate, I think we might have time to wait for the in-game time, which is going to be like another 2 minutes or so. Yeah. So world record for this in-game time-wise, what is it? I can't remember. I think the structure got 53:30 or so real time. And in-game time-wise, we're trying to get a sub 40 in-game time for this category, but it's really hard. So the structure got a mid 40 in-game time, 40:30 or so, and I got like 40:45 on my PB. So we're getting there. But with only 2 people running this category, it's quite hard to optimize. It's actually quite hard to optimize in general, because there's so much RNG, and then there's the last boss. As you can see, even if you're like an experienced runner of this category, the last boss can screw you over.
Yeah, that last the Mecha Ridley is something in itself. I remember doing a low percent play through and being stuck for so long on that boss.
It's actually quite amazing, because Dragonguard got it first try on his low percent hard run at GDQ, which is really cool.
He got only 1 death in the Metroid room.
Yeah, he died to a Metroid in the worst Metroid room.
Yeah.
Metroids work differently on low percent hard.
So yeah.
So yeah, if you sit through the credits, you get to see your in-game time, and I'm really curious what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I guess.
How much time would that have wasted? A few
Well,
minutes?
it doesn't waste in-game time, so I'd say it's a mid 42 maybe. I got pretty bad RNG on Ridley. I don't know, we'll see.
I would say high 42s.
Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, there's my favorite guy, Chris Needham. Coolest guy in the credits.
Because we obviously need him.
Yeah.
So here we get this nice epilogue of the game. The mural of the Jozo Ruins test.
Charlie once more.
Fun fact: you can see the scribble in the actual Charlie cutscenes.
Oh really?
If you look for it, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is visible. It is visible, if you know where to look. Well, obviously it's very small because screen size. So well, here we will see.
Yeah.
If you get below 50% items in this game, you get different ending screens.
So we'll get to see a really fancy ending. Well, not the really fancy ending.
A very fancy ending,
Low percent
nonetheless.
ending. 42.57. Nice guess.
High 42, I'll take it.
And yeah, 9%. So that's it.
Very well done.
Hope you enjoyed the run. I definitely did. Thanks a lot to my commentary guy, Boxmeister, for supporting me on this run. Yeah, and with that, we're done. Next, coming up, what's up next actually? So since by
Mother Brain.
Mother Brain. Oh, Mother Brain survived. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.